We are celebrating the 100 greatest nurses in DFW this morning. Many of them joining us here for our party inside the studio this morning as rain falls on the plaza. We'll tell you more about their big celebration coming up Tuesday. Nurses, the heart and soul. We'll be back in just a moment. All right, everyone, we are back here this morning, and our party on the plaza is a party nonetheless in the studio. We are celebrating DFW's 100 greatest nurses, their big celebration coming up on Tuesday night. They are the heart and soul of caregiving, and we are celebrating them this morning.
They sure are. We're so happy to have you all here. They're from everywhere.
Yes.
From every hospital around North Texas.
And we have some of DFW's great 100 nurses in the house this morning. They are being honored in a big way at the Meyerson on Tuesday night, and we'll talk to them about why this celebration is so important to nurses across DFW. We are back in just a moment. Well, it is time once again for our Friday morning party on the plaza. It's in the studio this morning because of weather, but we are celebrating nurses. So DFW Great 100 Nurses is a group that honors some of the area's best. And joining us this morning from the group, Dr. Cole Edmondson. He is the Chief Nursing Officer at Presbyterian and heads this whole thing up. 26th year for this big celebration.
That's right, Ron. It is really an exciting year for us. Last year was our 25th. You were our MC. You did a fantastic job. We're glad you're coming back this year.
I'm excited to be part of it.
2,600 nurses out of almost the 50,000 nurses in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex have been honored by this organization. So we have a great opportunity to honor nurses with associate degrees, baccalaureates, masters, and doctorates.
We have put out the call in the past, I think it was last year as we were previewing last year's celebration, to people who've been through a medical crisis to share their stories of nurses. And what you get over and over and over again, and perhaps unless you've come through a health crisis, you don't understand or realize the kind of relationship that a patient builds with their nurse. Yeah. It's not just the doctor.
No, it really isn't just the doctor. The nurses are really the backbone of health care. They are the folks that are there 24/7. They actually take care of folks when no one else is actually in the hospital. So it's an awesome opportunity to really be a nurse today, and it's really an honorable profession.
It's also, too, it's a profession, as we've seen with the Ebola crisis. Presbyterian was ground zero for that. You all came through the other side of it with lessons learned. And what do you say to a young nurse who's entering this field who is also facing some unknowns moving forward?
Yeah. I think you have to really commit to being a lifelong learner. You really have to understand that there's going to be new things happening all the time, and you have to be on the forefront of that knowledge and stay current. You know, also depend on the experts around you to really help you to stay current in that knowledge.
And let's not underestimate, yes, it's a job that they're getting paid for, but they are knowingly putting their lives at risk sometimes.
Yeah, nurses are on the front lines, that's for sure. And staying current on your knowledge, making sure that you have a great team around you, and really having the real perspective on what it is that's changing is important.
And let me just tell you, having been there and experienced it last year, what you're seeing here, the sort of party atmosphere, literally is just a small fraction of how they celebrate. It really is.
It is.
It's a
Absolutely.
nice, fun, let loose, have a great night out event. And it is this Tuesday night, May 3rd, at Dallas's Meyerson Symphony Center. It begins at 5:30. For all the details, log on to DFWGreat100nurses.com. And you know what? Let's do it again. Let's put a call out to those of you at home. If you've had an amazing experience with a nurse during a health crisis, tweet us, Facebook us, share photos if you have them. Use the hashtag #IamUp, and we'll be back with these guys in the 6 o'clock hour. Thanks again for joining us. All right, Alexa, over to you.
My first child was born prematurely at Dallas Presby Hospital. We spent 33 days in the NICU and the special care unit. Amazing. Is the nurses. Truly are the heart and soul. They got us through. So happy to have you all here today. So imagine, yes.
Here's the thing.
I don't know. What do you nurses think?
Don't you give them the toys, though, so you can get stuff done? Like, take your toy, leave me alone. I have things to do.
I think it does go back to that, giving them positive reinforcement when they're behaving, even when they're babies.
Blah.
But you know what? I don't know. Thumbs up or thumbs down? Thumbs okay.
All right, well,
okay.
if the nurses say, listen.
If it's good enough for the nurses.
The nurses are running the show
it's
here
good
today.
enough for me.
Well, you may remember the Georgia...
Changing lives forever.
Speaking of changing lives and having an impact, we are celebrating nurses today for our party in the studio. Good morning, Krugerville, Van Alstyne, Wiley, and all of North Texas. Follow us on social media. Use the hashtag #IamUp. And You're watching News 8 Daybreak. We're celebrating nurses today. Yes, indeed. DFW Great 100 Nurses, and a big celebration coming up on Tuesday. They love them some bubble wrap. Good morning, Murphy, Copper Canyon, Italy, and all of North Texas. Follow us on social media using the hashtag #IamUp. And you're watching News 8. We are having a party here in the studio. We are
We're on Facebook Live.
And we're on Facebook Live, so you can tune in as well.
That's what I'm doing here.
We are surrounded this morning by nurses from all across DFW, part of the DFW Great 100 Nurses. This celebration now entering its 26th year, and Anita Regas is here. She's a registered nurse. 25 years.
25 years.
Congratulations. That's your silver anniversary.
It is my silver anniversary.
And you're with Texas Health Resources Fort Worth.
Yes, sir.
I want to show you a tweet. This is something that we got from one of our viewers. We've gotten a lot of feedback from viewers this morning. I want to read this to you. I will never forget the nurses that made my dad smile in his final days. It was so comforting to know he was with caring people. That's the kind of feedback we're getting this morning. But I want to ask you, you do really forge an emotional bonds with so many patients, some of whom are terminal or who don't pull through. How do you deal with the emotional part of that? How do you process that?
As a nurse, it's a wonderful experience that we all get experience with our patients and their families. And so when somebody is dying or dealing with terminal illness, it is a wonderful, heartfelt moment with the nurses, physicians, and their families. So we try to support them as best we can.
And tweets like that just reaffirm it. Yeah, the experience that you give families. You are, in some ways, the unsung heroes. How important is this celebration annually here in Dallas to recognize the 100 great nurses?
It's a wonderful day for nurses. I get to be one to represent the Great 100 Nurses. We're a fabulous profession, and it's just an honor to be, voted.
Yeah, we've narrowed it down. You've narrowed it down to the 100. I'm emceeing it again, by the way, this year, which I'm proud to be doing. But you've narrowed it down to 100 this year out of some 2,600
Yes.
nominations. How many total? 2,600, right? Nominations. So it's pretty amazing. So the 2016 DFW Great 100 Nurses Celebration is Tuesday, May 3rd at Dallas's Meyerson Symphony Center. It begins at 5:30. For the details, log on to dfwgreat100nurses.com. You know what? Nurse Jackie's not going to ruin it for the rest of us, right? Let's celebrate. Thanks, guys. Remember, we're always on with news, weather, traffic at WFAA.com. Good Morning America coming up here next.